Okay. Ah, yes. So we're at 41.86. Our goal is going to be 42.16. And we're starting off with number 22 today, the Swans. The absolute head of the Roulette racetrack is the Swans. And, I mean, let's just spin. Alright. Spin 30 seconds. No spin. Okay. Number 10 is strong, just saying. Might as well just point out the strong numbers as they come up. $16 is strong, so we're actually watching 10 and 16. Ooh, number 10 just took over, so I'll switch to it, but I'm sorry, but I'm giving number 22 a good bit of latitude here. You know, and we'll see if this is one of these games where the number 10 decides to just rub it in our face, you know, take a bunch of hits before we can see any on our number. I hope not. I mean, I hope 22 hits as soon as possible and I can switch immediately to number 10. That would be great. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's exactly what I want. So 14 is strong, just saying. Just I didn't point that out. 14 became strong. So and there's outliers. We're watching again. We're watching number 16 and 14. Obviously 22. Obviously. Oof. Yep. What can you do? There's nothing you can do. I mean, you know, change the rules. Just switch immediately. I'm not a big fan of switch immediately. It definitely works. Just as, I mean, I'm guessing it works just what I'm doing here, but I don't know. There's something about switching too often. 16 just became strong. Stronger than 22. But not as strong as 10. So I'm switching to number 10 as soon as it makes sense. I mean, you might say it makes sense now. Sure, it made sense actually as soon as it took over. It made sense, but I mean, I'm talking about making sense from the perspective of just giving the strong number that we originally recognized the opportunity to, if you will, express itself statistically. I just think it's a good habit. I just do. And now we can switch to number 10. So, okay. Tracking that number. All right. Now, number 10. Let's give it a roll. See, now we're in like excellent shape. Look at that. I love it when a plan comes together. Does it always happen that way? No. And we got $7 more left to earn. So let's make it happen. But you know, switching is important. I'm not a huge fan of switching too often. I'm just not, because I mean, I've run tests. You know, if you like follow the last number, just keep betting the last number. You get it takes longer to get a hit. that if you just leave it on the worst number on the board, you just leave it, you're going to hit faster than following the last. So switching too much isn't good. I'm just saying. You know? So, just my perspective. I mean, heck, you can develop whatever betting rules you want. I mean, you know, it's on the bet selection. The main thing is consistency, and it has to make statistical sense in some way that you're trying to achieve some kind of short-term advantage through the bet selection. You know, and the main thing is consistency, so that your statistics will, you know, not. I don't know. You don't want to muddle up your statistics. You want to make sure you're consistent for that purpose. And that's pretty much it. Just establish the rules, follow it, and be prepared for when your strategy goes south. I mean, you know, like here you see that our strategy was perfect, right? But at the same time, it could immediately collapse here. Okay, the odds are not in our favor for that. I mean, for it to collapse, the odds are heavily in our favor for us to end this session here very quickly. Okay, but it could collapse, and we have to be prepared for that, because statistics are never at 100% ever, and you know, eventually our well-planned strategy that is statistically in our favor is going to fail. Because the not 100% of that are part of that strategy eventually get discovered. You know, eventually a sequence hits that's within that sliver of percentages. You know, so that we experience the failures. So we've got to be prepared for that, because no bet selection can ever be 100%. So exactly how we deal with it is these secrets to succeeding in roulette, surviving, profiting in roulette. And let's just see what happens here. I mean, you know, oops. So it looks like we got a short video. All right, so it's been 7 minutes. So let's talk. You know, we got some time. We got Metallica, Orion in the background. What we can talk about is the fact here we talk about finances and stuff. I'm looking to withdraw $1,500 when I hit 4,500. So I expect, I mean, if everything goes right, I would expect to hit 4,500 sometime tomorrow, and I'll withdraw 1,500 at that point. And right now, total deposits are $1,848. So you can see that's how much I've actually deposited in total. $1,848. That's all the monies that I've put into this account. The rest is profit. I also withdrew $526. So that's all right, and I'm about to withdraw in a couple days, right? I'm going to withdraw 1,500 if everything goes right. So I'll be at 100% casino money here at 4,500 when I hit it. So that's where we're at financially. So I thought I'd show you that. Might as well have a talk about the dark side of roulettes. Some of the things that can happen to us. Let me make a note here. Quit this. Make sure the session's over. Okay. Oops, what's going on here? I don't know what that is. Alright, anyway. Whoops, that was a boo-boo. But moving forward, which we're moving forward, we're going to talk about the dark side. Let's see if I can get this to fit. Alright, here's how we would do this. All right, this should do it. All right, cool. Now, this is profit. Okay, this represents profit, and it doesn't take into account any deposits or withdrawals. It only takes into account the change. In other words, if I in a day go up $50, that's represented on this chart. If I go down 100, that's represented on this chart. So only profit and loss is shown. But it is the actual profit. So you can see that I'm up. Let's just see how far in this particular case. Let's see. I'm at 27.56 plus some profit here. Let's see. Yeah, plus 38. So 27.94. So almost $2,800 in profit at this point. Okay. So now that we can see that, I can go back to the historical chart here. Okay. So now we can talk about, let's see, it's not quite what we want. Alright, come back over now. Right there. Okay, now we can see everything. Alright. So, we can talk about what happened. Like, there's something about playing online that we should all know, okay? And that is that there are technical glitches that are possible, technical glitches due to the online medium that don't occur in brick and mortar roulette. And it's just something we have to be aware of. And the first time I encounter something like this is right here. If you can see right here, see that downward move? That downward move is not natural. What happened was the browser crashed. And really, the browser, just to be honest about it, the browser didn't crash. The casino within the browser crashed. Okay, it lost connection. Okay, and at the time I was recovering. Okay, and I didn't get a chance to make that recovery because of the crash. I just stopped and logged out, and that was it. And so I took this loss right here instead of recovering. So that's the first thing. How do you handle something like that? Well, actually, I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure because I am very, very heavily into statistics and the statistics of numbers specifically. I don't like the idea of playing blindly without statistics. Now, can I track these statistics at a brick and mortar casino? Yes, and I will. And there's a convenient way of doing it. I don't need a computer to do it. But when I have to start a brand new session, I'm playing blind again, and I could play the next session at a debt. Like I could put that debt into the computer and then play as if I still had that debt. But the statistical picture is not the same. And it'd be stupid to do that. It really would. I'd be really, really risking a larger amount of bankroll than I normally would be, statistically speaking, because of that. So I think I did the best thing by dropping out here. Okay. Now, something like you see right here, this little thing, that's a normal drawdown. Drawdowns do happen. Okay. Here's a nice upward swing. These are normal drawdowns you see in here. This is just a normal drawdown where we had some, negative sessions that are, chained together. Now, I doubled my stakes right here, right at this peak right here. Okay, this is when I doubled my stakes. So now every movement that you see from here on is double the size that it would normally be. Okay, just to keep that in mind. And what happened right here was another technical glitch. Now, this time, instead of the browser crashing, the computer that I used to track the statistics, I accidentally hit the wrong key, and I reset all of my statistics. And that happened, maybe I was down here, like halfway when it happened. And then I thought to myself, well, it's okay. I knew what the numbers were. I know what the top numbers are. I'm just going to play it blindly. Big mistake. I ended up dropping the rest of it. And right here at this point, my bankroll was at $2,000, and I just thought to myself, you know what, this isn't working out, and I'm at a disadvantage here, and I'm just going to take a loss at 2,000 and make the rest up myself later. And that's what I did. I just basically took the loss. So this is not a natural downswing, because this normally is supposed to be recovered in here, out of here, like to some degree. Like sure, maybe not all the way. Maybe you can say that the recovery would have been to here or something, but it would have been, more than this right here. So anyway, what ended up happening is, I started winning it back, and then here, this downswing right here, I ran out of time and I had to accept this loss. And I noted I ran out of time, right? And that's the third thing. Okay, so now we have technical glitches with the casino, technical glitches with our own monitoring software, which, by the way, I fixed that glitch. Now you can't hit the key to erase the statistics without hitting a confirmation key. So now, it's not going to happen again. I did fix that. Immediately, I fixed it, actually. I was not very happy about it, but I did fix it. And here we have the third thing, real life. Sometimes you're in a big session, down sessions can run 2, maybe even 3 hours, okay? And when that happens, if you have something come up in real life and you're not recovered, guess what happens? Right here is what happens. I looked, I saw that I was down at 2,000 again, and I had spent all this time coming up a third of the way to getting back caught up, and then all of a sudden I went back down, and I saw that I was exactly back where I started, okay? And I was out of time. I had something very important I had to do, and so I just took that loss, okay? So this is not a natural downswing either, okay? This should have been mitigated in some way, recovered, okay? Now then I started up again, and I got past where I was before, and then there was a downswing, and I took this loss. This right here is a natural downward swing. This is a natural loss pattern, just like these were, and this one here. So this is what a normal loss looks like, and then here's what's been happening ever since in the last 8 days, last week. This is good amount of profit here. Shoot, I mean, we're talking 2,800, I think, where we were at. From 1,000, it's like $1,800 profit in like a single week. It's not bad for 50-cent stakes. It's not bad at all. And so these are the things I wanted to communicate to you. Just thought I would mention that since we had some extra time. Okay? So, all right. And so we had a little chat, okay. And I mean, shoot, that was a good bit of money here. That was $32 in like 7 minutes. Okay, so that's like $300 an hour. All right, and so I'm glad you guys tuned in. I could share some things with you. You could kind of see some of the things that I've been going through and things I've been working with. Okay, and we have a little bit of time. I mean, maybe I can discuss some statistics too. Let's see here. Here's some statistical information. A one session, 91.5%. I mean, not a one session. That is a hit. A single hit is at 91.5%. It's a win. That's a coup. So 91.5% of the time, I'm going to get a coup. Okay. Generally, what happens is that's considered level 1. What happens is, I'm going to get like 3, 4, 5 coups. I'm going to hit my profit goal. At some point, I'm going to hit my 60 unit goal. Okay, and end that session. And that generally happens like just about every time. Okay, but there is a chance of getting a loss. Okay, and if a loss occurs, okay, then at that point, we've had one loss. And I'm going to close out that session with a win. That means with profit. 98.53% of the time. That's a really good statistic right there. Really good. So, you know, that is a huge winning percentage right there. Now, can another loss occur? Yeah. If it's 1.5% or 1.4% of the time, there's going to be another loss occurring. So now we have two losses. 99.7% of the time. Now we're getting way up there in rarity. I'm going to be closing out that session with two loss on that second loss for a profit. Okay, same thing on the third loss, 99.7%, 99.8% on four losses, 99.8% closer to 9 on the fifth loss. So, and that occurs 1 in 726 coup attempts. Is I'm going to close it out in 5 losses. Okay. And finally, on the sixth loss, for the session to go and for a sixth loss to appear, that's a 1 in 1,000 coup attempts. 1 in 1,000. Okay, coup attempts. So that's dang good, because everything from here up, all I got to do is sustain 5 losses, and everything from here up is profit, all of it. So this is extremely rare. 1 in 1,000. I'm gonna, at this point, I'm gonna make a deal with Roulette. I'm gonna take a loss, and generally my losses are anywhere between 100 and 500 units. And I can generally make that up in 1 to 3 days, just depending upon circumstances and the amount and everything. But, and we win. We just keep winning. So, that's the description, a statistical picture of a winning system for you. So I thought I would share those things. I think the video's gone long enough. We've had some good discussions, talked about some things. You saw a very quick and easy session and making money quickly. So I'm really glad you guys are staying in touch and watching, and I'm going to stay tuned. I'm bringing on more videos, and have a great day.